provided I become a Buddha, if in that Buddha land of mine there should be either hell or the animal state of existence or the realm of hungry ghosts, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if in that land of mine the beings who are born there should fall away into the three evil realms, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if in that land of mine the beings who are born there should not all be of the color of genuine gold, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if in that Buddha land of mine the beings who are born there are not all of identical appearance, without any distinction of noble looks or ugliness, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if in that Buddha land of mine the beings who are born there should not be possessed of the supernormal knowledge of recollecting their previous lives and knowing the events of evolution of 100,000 Ayutta years of kalpas, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if in that land of mine the beings who are born there should not be possessed of the divine eye which can see 100,000 Ayutta of Buddha lands, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that land of mine should not be possessed of the divine ear, which to be able to hear the preachings of 100,000 kutis of Nayutta of Buddhas, and to a faithful of servants, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that land of mine should not all possess the intuitive mind, knowing the thoughts of all beings of 100,000 kotis of Nayutta of Buddha lands, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that country of mine should not all possess of the heavenly step, which can in the shortest moment of one thought traveling over 100,000 kotis of Nayutta of Buddha lands, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that land of mine should have arise in their minds the idea of selfishness and covetous thoughts, even with regard to their own bodies, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that land of mine should not all be firmly abiding in a concentrated state of meditation and equanimity till they have reached nirvana, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if my light should be limited in measurement, so that it could not illuminate 100,000 Nayutta of kotis of Buddha lands, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the measure of my life should be limited, even by counting 100,000 Nayutta of kotis of kalpas, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if any being should be able to count innumerable pupils belonging to me in that land of mine, even if all beings of those 3 million worlds and the whole triple kilocosm, who after having become Pratyeka Buddhas, count and continue to do so for a period of 100,000 Ayutta of kotis of kalpas, could know the balance, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, the life of the beings in that country of mine should be eternal, excepting by their own free will whenever they choose to pass away from life, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, there should be no evil or sinful existence in that land of mine, even its very name is unknown, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if that innumerable Buddhas of the world of 10 quarters do not glorify my name, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of the 10 quarters who after having heard my name, and thus awaken their highest faith and aspiration of rebirth in that land of mine, even they have recollected such a thought for 10 times only, they are destined to be born there, with the exception of those who have committed the 5 deadly sins and who have blasphemed the Dharma. Otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of 10 quarters who have directed their thoughts toward the body and cultivated their stock of various merits with a fervent craving for rebirth in that land of mine, if at the moment of death should I not appear with an assembly of retinue before them, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of 10 quarters, after having heard my name, always longing for that land of mine, and cultivating various essential merits for the purpose of realizing their earnest wish to be born in my country, should their fulfillment be failed, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if the beings of that land of mine should not all be endowed with a glorious body perfected with the 32 attributes of great being, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, the Bodhisattvas who come to be born in that land of mine are to be bound to that one birth only, then to become Buddha-elect, with the exception of those who by their own free will remain in the stage of Bodhisattvahood for the sake of delivering various beings, wearing the armor of vows to travel to all worlds, performing their Bodhisattva duties and accumulating their stock of merit, who wish to serve the Buddhas of 10 quarters and convert the various beings in number like grains of sand of the river Ganges to the highest perfect knowledge, whose activities have surpassed the stage of ordinary beings, and who practice the universal virtue of Samantavandra. Otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if those Bodhisattvas in that land of mine, through the grace of the Buddha, should not be able to serve all the Buddhas throughout the countless Nayuta of Buddha worlds within a moment as short as the length of time of refreshment, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if those Bodhisattva in that land of mine, who wish their stock of merit to produce any appliance to be used before the Buddhas, should such things not appear for them to their satisfaction, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if those Bodhisattvas in that land of mine should not be able to preach the law of wisdom in completion, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, those Bodhisattva of that land of mine should not all be in possession of a golden body as strong as diamond of Narayana, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, the heavenly beings and the various properties produced in that land of mine should all be of supreme beauty and in boundless quantity, and in that infinity of various forms. If any being therein who even possessed the divine eye is able to perceive the appellations and quantity of such beauties, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if any Bodhisattva of that land of mine, who possesses even the least stock of merit, should not perceive the boundless shining beauty of the Bodhi trees of my sanctuary, their height being at least 4 millions of miles, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if any Bodhisattva of that land of mine should not all possess the wisdom of eloquent oration after having read, recited, and observed the Dharma of the Sūtras, then may I not attain enlightenment. Provided I become a Buddha, if any Bodhisattvas of that land of mine have their wisdom of oration limited, then may I not attain enlightenment. When I have obtained the Buddhahood, if that country of mine should not be limpid and brilliant as to reflect the miniatures of the innumerable, inconceivable, and boundless Buddha worlds of 10 quarters as one's face is seen in a bright mirror, then may I not attain enlightenment. If after I have obtained the Buddhahood in that land of mine, there should be magnificent palaces towering up from the ground to the void, also the lakes, winding streams, blossoming trees, and all other properties which are compounded of various jewels and thousands of kinds of perfumes, minutely embellished in the most wondrous state surpassing all heavenly and human worlds. The scent of the perfumes should thoroughly pervade the worlds of 10 quarters, whereof the bodhisattvas, having smelled them, thereby directed their minds to body, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, any being of that boundless and inconceivable Buddha worlds of the 10 quarters, whose body, if be touched by the rays of my splendor, should not make his body and mind gentle and peaceful, in such a state that he is far more sublime than the gods and men, then may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, if the beings of boundless and inconceivable Buddha worlds should not attain the endurance of nirvanic life of Bodhisattva and the deep knowledge of Adharanamudro after having heard my name, then may I not attain enlightenment. If when I attain Buddhahood, women and men in the immeasurable and inconceivable Buddha lands of the 10 quarters, who having heard my name, rejoice in faith, awaken aspiration for enlightenment and wish to renounce womanhood and manhood, should after death be reborn again as women or men, may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, the bodhisattvas of boundless and inconceivable Buddha worlds of the 10 quarters, after having heard my name, after their death in their next life, will still continue their bodhisattva duty till they have obtained the Buddhahood, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, the heavenly beings of boundless and inconceivable Buddha worlds of the 10 quarters, having heard my name, should not worship me with prostrate reverence, and joyful and faithfully perform their bodhisattva duty, and be honored by gods and men, then may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, the heavenly beings of that country of mine, should they desire a garment, will be able to perceive themselves, as quick as thought, covered by apparitionally produced costumes, excellent to their satisfaction, worthy to be praised by the Buddha, without the work of sewing, washing, dyeing, etc. Otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I attain the Buddhahood, if the heavenly beings of that land of mine should not be enjoying happiness as great as that of the holy bhikkhus, then may I not attain enlightenment. When I attain the Buddhahood, if the bodhisattvas of that land of mine wish to see the boundless, holy, pure Buddha worlds of the 10 quarters, they will at once behold them from the jewel trees, as though one's face were being reflected in a highly burnished, brilliant mirror, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I attain Buddhahood, if the bodhisattvas of other worlds after having heard my name should suffer from any diminution in the functional powers, and not be endowed with all sense organs in completion before reaching the Buddhahood, then may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain Buddhahood, if the bodhisattvas hearing my name from other Buddha lands should not all attain the pure samadhi of emancipation from which they could serve innumerable and inconceivable number of Buddhas, Tathagatas, by a moment of thought, and if that samadhi of theirs should come to an end meanwhile, then may I not attain enlightenment. If after I have obtained the Buddhahood, that any bodhisattva of other lands having heard my name will be incarnated as a member of a noble family if he so desires when he dies, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, the bodhisattvas of other lands having heard my name will all obtain a combination of full virtues and joyfully perform their bodhisattva duty, otherwise may I not attain enlightenment. When I have obtained the Buddhahood, the Bodhisattvas of other countries having heard my name, all will attain the Samantanugata. Through that Samadhi they will see innumerable and inconceivable Buddhas, constantly till they have obtained the Buddhahood. Otherwise may I forbear from obtaining enlightenment. When I obtain the Buddhahood, the Bodhisattvas of that land of mine should be able to hear the preachings of the Dharma whenever they desire. The voices of teaching will present themselves naturally to their ears. Otherwise may I refrain from attaining enlightenment. When I have obtained the Buddhahood, if the Bodhisattvas of other countries, after having heard my name, should not immediately reach the state of Avaivardika, then I would refrain from attaining enlightenment. When I have obtained the Buddhahood, if the Bodhisattvas of other countries having heard my name should not reach the first, second, and third degrees of Dharma endurance immediately, or should turn back from the law of Buddhas, then I would refrain from attaining enlightenment.